idea from our classmate. She started making the little stuffed animals. And so we thought it was a great idea, so we decided to make a different variation of them. And we looked online and we thought of making little triangles and cubes for different variations. And also we gave them names and made them animals because the classmate just made squares. So we made them animals with little ears, eyes, and spots.
Definitely sewing everything. It's because they're all hand sewn, and even if it hadn't been postponed last week, we may have not had enough stuff because it was really difficult. It took 30 minutes to an hour to make one of them.
But it's just really hard to do this, so I thought it honestly would be easier, but it's actually pretty hard in my opinion. And I think I've learned that I barely worked that much, and then the day of the fair came up, and then I was really busy making everything, so I could have planned it out better.
Sometimes we would kind of disagree on different ideas about what we should do with signs and branding, but eventually we would agree on something, and we would have good teamwork. And we had good teamwork with all the sewing because we each did one animal or two, so then we would be able to finish in time instead of just all doing one separate thing. We would all work together on one certain thing.
Sometimes we were thinking about how we could make it our own. That's when we came up with the triangles and stuff, and I think that it was great. We just collaborated and we spread out ideas about what we were going to do. When the seltzer came up and dividing the work upon all of us, it's because we all had to do different things. So I felt it was cool to kind of spread out all the work. So it wasn't just one person.
Maybe I would have a business when I grow up, since I do like designing and marketing with all this. I did enjoy doing the idea of the stickers and the branding and marketing. And with the making stuff too, that was kind of hard, but I did. Yeah, it was worth it.
Well, I like the idea of mystery bags because they're personalized and they're fun and it's a surprise. So I thought the idea of creating a mystery bag with a quiz would be really interesting for people to do because it's an experience. I think sometimes customers ask hard questions and I don't really know what to say, and that gets a little stressful sometimes. I've learned how to be independent with money, how to answer to customers, how to explain things properly so that they know what they're getting and they know what they're buying. And yeah, now I know how to be independent more about my business. Either way, I'd be fine working with friends, but I also like working with myself because I get to be independent and I get to make the choices. I think I've learned how the real world works, about money and how businesses work and how to attract customers too. And I also learned how to work with people because some people they don't get things as fast as others, or some people, they need more explanation, and now I learned what to do with that. But I really want to be a lawyer in the future. That's what I want to be, yeah.
I've always loved comic books, and I always could draw very well, so I thought I'd make a book. But then I watched the Marvel movie, so I decided to make it a comic book. The most difficult part was scanning it into the software to get it printed, because we had to rotate it, we had to color correct it, and we had to make sure that it didn't come up blurry. The most fun part was typing in the script. I've learned about shading the pictures to give it more depth. For the most part, he's all for it, but sometimes I have to encourage him. If you don't help me, you ain't getting paid. In the future, I still plan on doing comics. I'm working on issue 2 right now. And then after that, I'm going to make up some new characters, but they're all going to be in the same universe, and kind of sometime bring them together.
So we live near parks, and we wanted to do something that if people, for low-income kids who need scholarships for parks, they could get something. And 10% of it is going to parks, so they can help. We've been working really hard on making the food. Well, it's difficult, just making the food and also just selling it to all the people here. And but the work paid off because it's gonna make the parks a better place. So we sell cake pops, we sell sugar cookies, and oatmeal raisin cookies, and truffles. We made them with red velvet, sugar cookies, and confetti in the cake pops. It takes time, and you have to watch them instead of like stay away from them, because then if you stay away and they burn, they'll be done.
I want to have a business, yeah, but what type of business? I would like maybe a baking business, like or like a drink company, like Starbucks or something like that. We'll probably have our own business, but it will start slowly.
So I got the idea by when I was in kindergarten. I made some like a stick, like a vase with a stick, and I had them for and I gave them to my teachers at the end of the year for my graduation. So I thought it would be a good idea to do them for the business fair. The most difficult part is, like I said on the last question, is doing something that you don't want to do. No, but if I decide to do it, I don't know what business I would do.
My mom, she likes growing, so normally every year we grow in our garden. So I thought of this time growing tomato plants. So last time I sold dog treats because I have a dog. So we like planting. We have different plants. We have basil at home. We grow lots of different plants for our garden. Making sure they're not getting like sick, they're not like moldy, because they will get like diseases. So you have to make sure that they have lots of nutrients. So that's probably the most difficult thing. And making sure they're not like dry, so that they don't die. You can do anything for a business. I would probably do like dog treats. If I do a business, probably dog treats. And I would because I have a dog, I love dogs, so.
I always lose my bookmarks.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I never
and
have enough.
I like drawing, so we started making
And
bookmarks.
before we knew we were going to work together, we both were thinking about making bookmarks before we decided to work together. Cutting the paper and not knowing if you're going to make enough money to pay back your loans.
I learned how to laminate things and also make a ninja star out of paper.
For them to define an idea, to think about what they want to make.
Find something that they like and something that's fun, so they can so they can have fun, learn, and make money. Yeah.
Well, this event is amazing. Encourage kids be creative, and it's a great opportunity for kids show what's inside of them.
Oh my goodness, it is just the most impressive experience, really, to see these young entrepreneurs. There's no way that I was doing this kind of thing when I was 10.
So we are judging three topics. The first is most original project. The second will be
the best branding or marketing, and the last one is the best sales pitch.
Best sales speech, exactly.
Yeah.
How you present your product, right? So it needs a lot of, and we call it in Spanish, blah blah. But it's important in order to sell your product. So it's, since you're a kid, get this confidence and believe in your product is super important since you're a kid, right? So they love what they do. They're like discover the world through these little creations that they created, and parents trusting them, and then show it to the public, to the world. And you never know, you can find the future businessman, entrepreneur of not only Takoma Park, but United States,
They have to come up with the idea themselves. They're learning about managing money, about figuring out how you finance your initial investment in your business, then what to do. Some of these kids have done this one time before, and then they are figuring out, what do I do with the profits? They're thinking about what kind of business they want to have. Are we a social enterprise that donates part of our profits? Are we, what are we doing with our money? So they're learning a ton about themselves and about business. And as for me, it's just so inspiring. It's so inspiring. And really, I want to partner with every one of these kids in my shop. So.
it's important that since we're kids learn how the money works, how marketing works, how financials works, how even accounting. It's little by little they start realize the concept of trade, of money, in a good way, in a healthy way, in a, and also I see that a lot of these little entrepreneurs, they want donated, some donations to, so it's, since you're a kid, this like, try to help the world, fix the world, right? We want everybody a better world, and start for us as our parents, because I have 2 daughters, and she's a mother as well, right? So we start as us, encourage our kids, and I see that other parents do similar stuff. So it passes generation to generation, and I hope again live in a better world, in a world in which they're conscious about environment, they're conscious about be fair one each other, It's super important since that age.
Honestly, as a business owner and like knowing how challenging it is for me, some of the branding stuff has impressed me the most. The things that they can do on the computers, like they're even like being able to accept, payment via like a QR code. That's stuff that we as business owners spend hours thinking about, like, and they're just pulling it together. It's really impressive.
Because when they're little, your creativity doesn't have so much boundaries sometimes.
Yeah.
So when you don't have boundaries, you are way more creative than an adult. So I see, for example, a logo that it really caught my attention. Said, this is a beautiful, amazing, creative logo, And I don't think any adult will be able to create that logo, So it's so amazing how we need to learn from kids. That we forgot adults who are learning from them, also,